Hi, welcome to Hospitality Live with Rupesh. Each week, we feature an industry leader that will share the latest trends and the best strategies to help you grow. Now, welcome your host, Rupesh Patel.
Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. Let me get this off. Hey, guys, welcome to the show. This is episode number 59. October 7th. It's already here. October is here. It's my birthday in a couple weeks. I'm excited. October is my favorite month of the year. And I just like pumpkins. I like all the crazy stuff that goes along with like the fall. And so do my kids. So we've been doing all this crazy fall stuff. I think we've had pumpkin lattes for like every single day. And we've just been doing pumpkin seeds that are ready to go into the toaster oven here in the next couple hours. And we're just pumpkin crazy. And it's my birthday, so I'm excited about that. This October 24th. Write that down because I think we're going to be celebrating that day. But guys, welcome to the show. This is episode number 59, Road to Recovery, how to get more positive 5-star reviews. I can't wait for this conversation. I'm super excited about it because I've been preaching this stuff for like 10 years. It's been a long time. I've been talking about it. It's affected my hotel, positively affected my hotel. We've made more money. We've gained more business. We've gotten amazing guests because of our reviews. So you do not want to miss this episode. Guys, comment and let us know where you're watching from because we are giving away a $750 coaching session just for this topic that we're talking about today. So if you're a GM, you work at a hotel, you work at any business, this is for everybody, including your own personal brand. So if you're trying to build your own personal brand as a side hustle, you need reviews. You need people to be talking about you because guess what? Most people don't rely on companies and believe companies when they're talking about, what sentiment, reputation, all those things. It's all good when you talk about how to get better reviews and boost your online presence. So that's what we're talking about today. You're going to learn how to get more reviews, also get that competitive edge over your competition, right? There's a lot of hotels in your market. How do you become number 1, 2, 3, top 10? Doesn't matter. You want to get up there, right? You want to get ongoing reviews, how to inspire your team to get reviews. I'm excited about this conversation, guys. And let me see where people are watching from because I love seeing where people are watching from. And I'm gonna put this up real quick. Hey, good morning just to everybody, guys. Good morning. Yes, it is my birthday month. Let us know what city you're watching from. I see Massachusetts, Minneapolis, Canada, woo, Humboldt, Texas, where am I? New Buffalo. You guys are too fast. New York, Maryland, Virginia. Good morning, Alabama, Jacksonville. Guys, welcome to the show. And by the way, the most engaging person on the show is going to win that $750 grand prize. And we're going to give it away before the end of the show. So I'm excited about this conversation, guys. This episode is, let me see if I can get my sponsor real quick. This episode is brought to you by Spur. Somebody put this URL in the comments. I always, every week I forget about doing this. I'm like, hey, I'm going to get ready. I'm going to put this URL into the chat, and I always forget. So somebody please post spurwork.com/hospitality live. They are sponsors for this week. Thank you so much, guys. They've been sponsoring the last 5 or 6 weeks, and if it wasn't for them, this show would not be going on the way it is, and because it costs money, right? And so, guys, I want to talk about Spur and how awesome they are. If you run payroll, which all of us are running payroll right now at our hotels and our businesses, and you're faxing, you're printing, you're scanning, you're sending stuff to the payroll department. No more of that stuff, guys. Do it the easy way. Spur Work. And I'm gonna read their sponsor real quick. All right, so switching HR and payroll is super frustrating, right? When you're sending over faxes, you're scanning, all those things are super frustrating. What if you can get a system that can automatically do it over an app or do it over the web without doing anything? No paperwork, no more of that stuff, right? Onboard people within 15 minutes. It's HR, payroll, and benefit solution all in one. Think about if you can have your entire team on an app on your phone to know their schedule, right? And to switch schedules or whatever, all through the internet, if you can believe it, all through your app. And it's awesome because That's what they do. So hit up spurwork.com/hospitality live. Let them know I sent you. You'll save money. It's probably the most affordable way right now to process payroll. So thank you so much to the good people at Spur. Guys, hit up the website. And yes, people are commenting. And let me see where people got. Yep, there it is, guys. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. Thank you so much, guys, for putting that up. Thank you so much to Spur for sponsoring this episode. Onto the show. Guys, every week I talk about something in mindset. And this week I posted, nothing beats hands-on experience. Let that sink in. Nothing beats hands-on experience. We could teach everything, and you could read a book about all these different things, but you actually doing it is how you're going to gain that experience, that confidence to do it, and get your team on board, right? And when we're talking about guest service, we're talking about reviews, it all has to do with hands-on experience. If somebody believes in that, hit the comments and let me know what you do as far as hands-on experience. I mean, it could be building a team, right? It could be managing reviews. It could be a lot of different things. But that's my mindset this week. Like, you have to get in there. You have to roll your sleeves up. And I have no sleeves today. You have to roll your sleeves up and get the work done. You can't just talk about it. You actually have to get in there and get some work done, especially right now where things are like all over the place. Hands-on experience means everything, right? All right, so I already told Sarah I'm gonna mess this up. So let me just go ahead and mess it up right now. And guys, good morning to the people that are watching. Guys, thank you so much. Yeah, I told you I was gonna mess it up. Good morning to AJ from New York. Guys, welcome to the show. I knew I was gonna mess it up. Let me start all over again. Actually, no, I'm not. All right. So every week we do a special segment called the Hospitality Minute. Or is it Hospitality Minute? I'm all confused now because I messed up. I hit the back button. It took me out of the broadcast. Hang on a second. Here's Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah Dandashy from Ask a Concierge. Every week, I'll be sharing the latest hospitality and travel news and updates in a segment we like to call Hospitality Minutes.
What's up, Sarah? I'm sorry. Sarah Dandashy is on the Hospitality Minute. What's going on?
What's up? First of all, that was fantastic. You said my name perfectly, but that was pretty amazing. You're like, I'm going to mess this up. And then I was like, where'd he go? Where'd he go?
Sweating back here. Sarah, what's going on in hospitality and what's going on in the news when we're talking about hotels, travel, just pretty much everything?
Yeah. There's a lot of great things that are going on and definitely interesting trends. So I want to go ahead and cover a couple things for this week's Hospitality Minute. I'll just kind of go over, we're going to be talking about Hygiene Theater, Las Vegas now making a huge announcement about convention spaces, hotels partnering with co-working spaces, and then what's on the minds of HR professionals in Europe. And I'll get to all of those. So let's go ahead and dive into what Hygiene Theater is. Okay, so here's what the thing. People are really, the question is, it's like, are hotels really clean or is it just for show? Okay, obviously we know what all the big brands are doing, and we even know what our properties are doing. And it's whether it's the electrostatic sprayers, you're doing these partnerships with these big companies, Lysol, Mayo Clinic, etc. But then, there is a little bit of pushback, and it's like, okay, well, how clean is it? Or is it really just for show? For me, I personally think we're definitely killing it in the clean game. I mean, look, we were always doing a great job, but now it just has that like extra exclamation point because it's important. So, and the visibility of being clean is important because ultimately, what are we doing? We're sending a message to our guests and that we have their best interest in mind. So, but this whole idea of Hygiene Theater is definitely an interesting topic. Moving on to Las Vegas, they recently made an announcement that they are going to allow conventions with up to 1,000 attendees. Now, technically, all of their conventions are up to a 250-person limit. But if they submit plans ahead of time, they can have up to 1,000 people. So, and they've got a couple of specifications as far as separating the the guests into separate rooms. And so basically each room can only have up to a certain number of people at like a 50% capacity. So there are parameters, but the fact that they're actually allowing it up to 1,000 people is huge, because I know a lot of us are looking towards Vegas just to see what they're doing. And especially in the convention world, this is going to be a big, big thing. Okay, moving on. Hotels are partnering with co-working companies. Now, could this be a trend that is here to stay? I don't know about you, but definitely in Los Angeles, I know a good number of hotels that have said, hey, if you guys aren't working in your office and you're tired of working at home, come work at our hotel. And a lot of hotels have kind of hopped on this train that now you have a couple of these co-working spaces. One in particular, there's a company called Industrious. They've recently partnered with Proper Hospitality, and they are doing this work from hotel concept to the proper hotels. And they've already done this, or they're looking at doing this in Austin, San Francisco, even in Santa Monica. So this is going to be really interesting to see. And I'm curious to find out from you guys whether you think that that makes sense for your property. And then the final topic for today, what's on the minds of hospitality HR professionals in Europe? Why this is so great is because Europe is arguably on one side of the curve when it comes to this pandemic. And so the Hospitality and Sales Marketing Association International they hosted a virtual roundtable. And what they were really finding were some interesting things that I'm sure a lot of you all can agree with. One is that they found that a lot of HR execs were saying, oh my gosh, I've never worked harder or longer hours. It has been so stressful. And it's also been very difficult having to make decisions to terminate employees to save businesses. Now, that being said, they have learned a lot of things. They've learned to be agile. Agility is huge. And then these changes have kind of brought their teams together a bit more. So less hierarchies, less silos, and more teamwork. And really kind of looking forward, their biggest concerns are how to engage and support employees while still remaining agile in an ever-changing environment. So really interesting report by them. And I'm sure it's a big sentiment that a lot of us can agree with. But that's it for today's Hospitality Minute.
I almost got it perfect, but I did screw it up. Sarah, where can people find you?
Yeah, of course. You guys can always find me online, all of social media at Ask a Concierge, or my website, askaconcierge.tv.
Sarah, you're doing an awesome job. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week.
Thank you. Definitely.
All right. See ya.
Take care.
Bye. She is awesome, guys. Please follow her. She has a huge Instagram following. She has a huge YouTube channel, and then here on LinkedIn. So please connect with her. Sarah Dandashy. I always say Dandashy or something like that, but she's awesome. Please connect with her. All right. So this week we're talking about episode number 59, how to get more 5-star online reviews. And my special guest, she actually was a winner like a few months ago, or maybe a month or two ago. While she was watching it, she was the most engaged person on the show. So guys, you have a chance today to win $750 coaching session with Adele. And I might even jump in and help you a little bit if you need. Guys, comment, let us know if reviews are important for your hotel and what you're doing right now. And let's get this featured guest on. Welcome, Adele.
Hi, Rupesh. It's so great to be here. Thank you so much. I was really inspired by you when you were talking about reviews on a previous episode a month or two ago, and I'm so glad because I think I have a lot to say on this topic. By the way, I love what Sarah was just saying about what they found out in the HSMA roundtable. I've been a member of HSMA since 1980, and I've gotten so much from that organization. If you are in sales and marketing, I assure you, you will be fed. Your mind will be fed with great ideas and skills and knowledge. And the networking from the association is incredible. But what you said about agility and breaking down silos, and this is so important. You know, a Price Waterhouse article came out recently saying that hospitality companies or travel companies, any kind of companies but they were specifically talking about hotels that perform really well, who have, optimized their performance level on breaking down silos, etc. But or I should say the opposite way. The ones that were really scoring well in terms of reviews and guest satisfaction and high ratings, those were the companies that broke down the silos and had cross-trained teams who understand the full operation. And that is really something that we're going to talk about right now, because there are so many things that you can do that don't cost money. People think, one of those negative mindsets that people have, why they can't break through, why they can't be a top ranked hotel. Oh, I can't be a top ranked hotel. I'm just a 2-star or 3-star or 4-star hotel. There are so many opulent hotels in my market. I could not possibly ever compete with them. But if you look on who's the highest rated, you may find a Hampton Inn or any kind of hotel that is just, modestly priced, but they're bringing it because they're bringing the guest satisfaction. They're making people feel welcome. They're training their teams in true hospitality. They're solving problems, and you can be there. But as I was saying, a lot of people think it's about how much money you invest, or it's easy to buy new sheets, it's easy to spend money on fancy pillows, and those things are really important. But the thing that gets high score reviews is a lot of times just great communication, great teamwork, and people who are truly helpful, not just politely unhelpful.
Right. And let's get into the reviews, because I'm in the hotel business. You're in the hotel business. You worked at a group of hotels, the Library Hotel, right, in New York City, and you guys were top ranked for the longest time. And people still don't understand the importance of reviews, guys. If you're watching today, if you're not focused on reviews, you're losing a lot of money. I'm going to tell you that right now. Think about any channel right now. When you go to, and I always like to talk about Amazon, where you're talking about reviews. Anything you buy on Amazon, you look at reviews. You don't look at those. I mean, you look at the reviews, right? That's the first thing you do. You're like, price, review, right? And so the same thing our guests are doing when they're shopping online for hotels. If you are the number out of 100 hotels, you're number 99 or 75 or even 50, you're not being found, first of all. And that confidence that guest has is not there when you are ranked that low. If you're on the first page, hey, kudos to you, because you're doing well, and you can even get even more with the strategies we're going to talk about today. And I see it firsthand. We've made a lot of money, and we've had awesome guests just from having amazing reviews. And I saw a long time ago that this was going to be important. So we started this review process and the strategy and getting the entire team on board a long time ago, where there's hotels still right now that don't focus on it. And guys, this is not like a side thing that you think about. This is part of your P&L that you better spend some money in it right now. When we're talking about hotels, don't cut that budget out when you're talking about reviews, because that's what's bringing business into your hotel right now. And that's just an honest fact. If you're not doing this, and these strategies that Adele's going to share with us today, you're missing the boat. So let's get right into it. As far as why are businesses missing out? Why are hotels still not focused on reviews right now? What are you seeing out there?
I think a lot of people, just as I said, they have a mindset that, what can I do? I don't have that kind of hotel. I'm managing the hotel the way I was told to do it. And this is my life. This is my destiny. I can't do anything about it. But that is not true. And you are able, no matter whether you're a motel on Route 1 and 9, you can deliver a great experience to your guests. You may not be able to have an opulent setting, but you can have a fresh, bright, clean, welcoming setting that makes anybody feel good. And that Price Waterhouse report, by the way, they said that hotels that perform at high standards in guest satisfaction earn 3 times the revenue, and shareholders get 1.5 times the benefits, because of the ratings. So let's talk about a few things that we can think about. One thing is, it's everybody's job to be on top of the reviews. Read your reviews. You need to know your reviews. You need to know what your guests are saying. It's not something for some other department to do. It's not something for a social media intern to do. You are responsible for the hotel. So know what people are saying about you. And when you hear positive things, it's very important to think, okay, this is great. Let's celebrate it. And let's see, what is it that they did that made that experience amazing? Usually you might find you have a few people that are just naturally wired for people pleasing, and they may have a lot of ideas. They're experts at making people happy, and ask them to share. What do you do that really lights people up? And put those things down, document them, and share them with the rest of the team. And when someone has a problem, a negative review, sometimes some managers think that they're just supposed to answer them online, that's the important part of what you do with reviews. That's how we manage our reputation. But just throw away the word reputation management and replace it in your mind with reputation cultivation. You are cultivating your future business. So why not do what I did? I did this 18 years ago. I rounded up everybody from all of our 4 hotels in New York City when I was with the Library Hotel Collection. And I asked them all, you know, when you're on top of TripAdvisor, your phone will ring off the hook and your reservations will fly off the shelves. That's what one of our hotels found one day when they popped up to number 3 on TripAdvisor. So we said, let's make this the basis of our marketing, not a footnote on the back. This is the foundation on which everything else rests. It is free. We can do it because we are good people. We love to take care of our guests. We're in hospitality because we want to make people happy. And let's really bring it every day. Every day, start your day with the intention of, I'm going to give it my all today. I'm going to sparkle sunshine on every single guest. I'm going to make them feel good. I'm going to make them feel welcome. I'm going to go out of my way to figure out, listen to them. What's the problem that they may be having, or what could I do for them that they can't even imagine that would make them more comfortable, make them feel like family? Mm-hmm. You know what? I ask our teams, imagine every single guest that walks into your hotel is Beyonce, or, whoever it is you think is the most, the person that you would be willing to go the farthest for, to the end of the moon for. You've probably had, I once had the pleasure of serving orange juice to Neil Armstrong. What if everybody who came to your hotel was Neil Armstrong? What would you do for them? Well, don't judge anybody who comes in, not by what they're wearing, not by how many kids they have, not by, what you think of their hair or a tattoo. It doesn't matter. All those things, every single guest you treat like they are Beyonce or whoever it is that you want to have in your mind.
Or your family. Or your family. Hey, how would you like to take care of your family? And so it's the same thing,
Great. Exactly. It's a great point. How do you want to be treated when you're on vacation? Remember that time when you saved up all your money? I'm going to tell you a time where I was so excited to go to Bermuda, and we were thinking about it for a long time. We finally got the chance to do it. We're going to stay at a 5-star property, and everything bad happened along the way, and we were just exhausted. My goodness, we were just, hungry and tired. And the bellman opened the door and said, "Welcome to Bermuda. Your vacation has just begun." Well, you know what? We can do that in New York. We can do that in Mississippi. We can do that in Florida. We can do that everywhere that we have a hotel. We can even do it at a motel on Route 1 and 9. It doesn't matter. We can really make everybody feel happy and comfortable and excited for them.
Yeah, and I would say, when I'm talking about reviews, I always say, listen, you can treat people with 5-star service even if you don't have a 5-star hotel. If somebody and hit the like button if you believe that, because we've seen it at our businesses every single day. We don't have 5-star hotels, but we treat people like they're somebody, and we keep, it's warm, it's caring, it's welcoming, it's all those things that we talk about. But when I walk into hotels, and I walk into a lot of hotels, I don't feel that. And so this conversation, take it to heart, because this is what starts the whole review process. It's that first impression. It's that curb. What does your curb look like as far as as soon as they pull into your the parking lot? How are they greeted, right? And I think all those things matter. And then getting your entire team on board, it matters too, because as soon as you got sold online with the good reviews from past guests, well, now you have that opportunity to get some reviews from the guests that are staying at your hotel right now, and it's that whole engaging part, like you were saying, welcoming them, right? It's scary, but people don't even welcome anymore. So this is an opportunity for the people that are listening to make a big difference in a guest stay, right?
Absolutely. When we had that meeting 18 years ago, we took out the things that were complaints from the reviews that we were reading, and we said, let's all go back into our hotels and see how can we chip away at these problems. And the number one problem, for example, was noise. Just for us, one of the number one problems was noise. So, it's Times Square or it's New York City. All of our hotels are in New York City. It's going to be a little noisier than, if you're coming from some lovely meadow in Ireland, it's going to be a little bit of a culture shock for you. But what can we do to just chip away at that problem little by little? And do you know what? Between how we handle the windows and how we handle the little frames of the doors and how we, cushion things, or how we switched out to a different air conditioning unit, all of those little things along the way, even putting in, one by one, because we couldn't spend too much money at once. But as a project, we listened to which rooms are really having those problems, and kind of address them little by little, chipping away at it until it really became not such a problem anymore. And for years, the Casablanca Hotel in New York City, one of the Library Hotel Collection, one time it was number one for 3.5 years in a row without a day being off. Now it's at the top. It's number one still. And people say, how could it be that modest little hotel? It's just a cozy home away from home. It's not trying to be fancy in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. But we did it. But it's also in the staff. So one thing that we did is we took the good comments and we showed it to the team and say, look who you are. This is who you are. You are the kind of people that got these kind of reviews. Let's, you do this so often and you're great, but let's do it all the time. How can we do this all the time? And set a vision for your company. Engage your entire team and excite them and challenge them with a vision for the company that you want to be known. We said we want to be known as the world's kindest hoteliers, so compassionate every day, listening to our guests, and we're always that's the kind of people you are. And if you tell your staff every day, remind them of their goodness and how they're willing to go the extra mile, they begin to go, yeah, that's me. I'm that one that goes, that's who we are. That's who we are. I bring it every day. And, that's what a leader does, inspires their team to do the positive things.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think when you're talking about getting your entire team on board, there's a lot of things that you could do, including incentives, including training. We start off with training. Like, show them exactly what the goal is, what our plan is. It's, here's our goal and here's how to get there. And there's so many things we could do as far as a team, getting the entire team on board. Of course, there's incentives at the end of the day. When your name gets mentioned on a positive review, we're going to give you this certificate or this gift certificate or some money or cash or whatever, a day off, there's so many things that we can do, but I feel like a lot of hotels don't do these simple, and a lot of these things are free, right? That can build competition, within the team too, right? There's a lot of those things that you see. What do you see as far as kind of getting the entire team on board with your idea of, yeah, I want to be the #1 hotel in a certain city.
Well, I think that if you talk about it morning, noon, and night, and you applaud when somebody, even if in a department is mentioned, I try to be more of a team, work on the team instead of an individual challenge. I like to focus on, yay, housekeeping, you got mentioned, rock on, keep up what you're doing. And then when there's a negative comment, you don't say, how on earth could this have happened? Never, never, be negative. It is not helpful. Say, you know what? I know you guys do such an amazing job all the time. What do you think happened here? Do you think we're rushing? Do we have the right staffing? Do we have the right timing? Do you need, is there a tool that you need? Do we need to talk about it a little bit more, about some details in the room? Hey, this person wasn't too impressed when there was dust on the high shelf of the, bookshelf or whatever. Just let's talk about it some more. And because we know that you really want to give it every day. And let me say another thing right now about housekeeping. If they are all feeling, I'm part of the team that gets all these positive comments, we as a company, that's who we are. We're the company that goes the extra mile. So when somebody says, let's really make sure that this hotel is spotless and sanitized and completely safe for our guests, we have a solemn commitment and a duty to our guests who we love and who provide for us our jobs. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure everybody stays healthy. So let's make sure that we're doubling up on anything that we can do to do the right thing. And then the team, if you keep telling them that, and you keep applauding them when you catch them doing something right, as they say in the 1 Minute Manager, they'll just say, that's who I am. So they don't, even if nobody is looking over their shoulder, even if it's just, an exchange that happens between a staff member and a guest, when nobody's looking, they're going to do the right thing because that's their mindset. That's their identity now. And they believe it. And they are sharing in this vision. And, another good thing to do is watch your score. So let's say you could go to Trust You, for example, Trust You's website, and just put in your hotel, and they'll tell you what your kind of global rating is, if it's 4.0 or 3.5 or 4.9, as we have in one of our hotels, or not our hotels anymore, but Library Hotel Collection Hotels, the Aria Hotel in Budapest, 4.9 out of 5, pretty good. Know your score, or why don't you put on, you're always sharing what your occupancy and your average rate is every day with the team, right? We post it on the board probably. Why don't you also post what is your ranking in your market? Are you the number 150 hotel out of 500 hotels? Let's make your first goal. Let's first get into the top 100. Our real goal is to be in the top 10. But let's get into the top 100. And every step you make along the way, you celebrate it. And people watch that number. I didn't have to tell anybody at Library Hotel Collection to look at their TripAdvisor reviews or any of their reviews, because they're like obsessive, looking at them. Yeah. And of course, you can sign up. To get all your reviews sent to your inbox. So you share those positive reviews with the team so that everybody is in part of the celebration. And, maybe a little pizza party, of course, is the way to go to celebrate those wins. But I try not to make it too individual, because I don't want anybody to overly push the guests either. That could be negative.
Right. And one thing we did in the past, and I think we still do it now, and I recommend this to a lot of hotels, is if you want your entire team on board, you got to get them excited about it, right? So offer an incentive every time the name's mentioned. By the way, we do a bonus on top of that. We say, listen, everybody. So during our training when we do these quarterly, we do these every a couple times a year, where we're talking about reviews, and specifically we say, listen, guys, everybody has an iPhone or everybody has a smartphone nowadays, right? Download the TripAdvisor app. When you see your name mentioned the same day it gets posted, you get a bonus, an extra $5. Like, how important is that? How awesome is that? That you can, if they can bring their phone to you and say, hey, my name is mentioned, that they get a bonus on top of that, right? And we've done that, and people love it, and they're more engaged now. Now they want to be a part of looking at those reviews every single day on certain channels. And my question out to everybody that's listening is, what is the review site that you're most focused on? And I love that we can build this team together. It's not just the GM working by themselves trying to get these reviews. The owner says we need to get 20 reviews on TripAdvisor or Google or any of the OTA websites. And then you're like, how am I going to do this? I can't even hire somebody properly to run my front desk or my afternoon shift or whatever. And now I have to focus on reviews. Well, if we get the entire team on board and let them understand what the difference, like why is it making a big difference? And that's what we did for the longest time. Like, we were so passionate about reviews, and yeah, our hotels are in the top, whatever, because of this reason that we're passionate about it as owners, managers, and even leaders of the property, that it's contagious. Like somebody else is saying in the comments, like, it does work when you get your entire team on board, and then provide them an incentive. Now, we can't give raises all the time, but we can give incentives when our hotel does well. Guess what? You do well too, right? And I love that they understand that point.
You know what? We found that our hotels can be charging $150 more than another similar bricks and mortar similar hotel across the street or around the corner. $150 more, and we're sold out, and they're struggling. Yeah. And their ownership is changing hands, and their GM is changing, and their director of sales is changing. But our hotel is thriving because people, there is nothing more powerful than social proof to say, I'm so happy with my hotel selection. It was a fantastic experience. I definitely would recommend this to anyone. They have so many amenities and such kind people, and I felt like I was staying with family. That's what you want to hear. And you know what you want to hear now? They were really minding their safety protocols. I felt so safe when I was there. I could tell everybody really cared about me, and that they were doing their all to make sure that we were comfortable and safe and protected and having a great environment. What you do not want to hear right now is, oh, I saw somebody shared this to me on social media. I saw somebody bringing the towels out, a housekeeper bringing the towels out to the spa without a mask and without gloves. And those towels are going to touch my body. She said she got up and left the hotel spa right then. And that is really, that is not something we can afford right now. So please, talk to your team. And you know what, not everybody has time to do quarterly or whatever training sessions. So use your pre-shift huddles. Every morning, noon, and night, you should be talking about your vision and what's important, and sharing those best practices. Remember, I said that you can break down the travel journey of your guest from when they first call on the phone. Did you answer the phone as though you were so happy to hear from them and that you called the right place and you're in great hands now? Were you giving them a little spark of joy even when you're just answering the phone, or are we being transactional? Every single point on the way. If somebody sends an email and you send an email back, like a reservation or some kind of inquiry, did you give a little love on that? Did you sparkle a little sunshine on that email? Is that email going to make them feel cared for, appreciated, and respected? Every single time you touch a customer, they should be lifted up. And you know what? we have a special, we have a special kind of people who go to the hospitality industry because they want to be hospitable. I mean, that's the industry name. It's hospitality, right? It's not bed in a bath. It's not here's food, eat it. It's hospitality. So it's part of the job description. We should know our jobs not only by the tasks that we do, but by this universal goal. We only have one job. We may have a lot of different tasks, we may have a lot of different titles, but we all have one job: to make that guest feel happy. Cared for, CARE, cared for, appreciated, respected at every encounter. And I would even encourage that you ask your team to write themselves a new job description featuring how whatever it is that they do makes guests feel happy and respected and appreciated. Even I'm in accounting, and I make sure that everything goes smoothly so that there's never any problem. Everything is flawless. People understand what's on their bill. And if they reach out to me for a question, I am there to help them and make sure that they feel great about that call with me.
Yeah. And right now, where are you seeing, Adele, the most popular websites where hotels need to get reviews on? What are the top 3 that you recommend everybody focus on?
Well, of course, I still think that TripAdvisor is and always will be, no matter what, the most important place. I think that when you're looking for a hotel, when I travel, I'm not going anywhere without going to TripAdvisor first. I'm going to pick my destination, perhaps because I was inspired by people's Instagram or their family photos on Facebook, but I am going to make my travel decisions based on TripAdvisor. Even if somebody recommends something to me, I'm going to go look on TripAdvisor. And what I do is I go to the city I want to be in. Bangkok. Okay, here are the top 10 hotels in Bangkok based on guest ranking, guest rating. And then I think about what my budget is, and I find the highest 3 hotels with the highest guest satisfaction that meet my budget, and then I go exploring and read the reviews, because what makes somebody happy is not necessarily what makes me happy, or what somebody else. I go to look at the complaints, because what somebody else complains about, that wouldn't bother me at all.
Right. So we have TripAdvisor as number 1. Number 2?
Well, Google is very important, but it's very hard to control. There's very little you can do if you get a negative review on there. I'm not sure if it doesn't have the same quality, but it's very important because of the schema for your hotel. When somebody Googles your hotel, it could come up, showing the stars right there. So it's very important how you rate on Google.
Okay, number 3? I'll tell you my top 3, but I wanted to hear you.
Go ahead.
No, what's your third one?
I would say Expedia and Expedia and Booking.com ratings too. So sorry, that was 4.
Okay, all right. So here's my top 3, and these are after me talking to some of these companies that do a lot of review, the email platforms and all those things, right? They send out to a lot of people. The number 1 review site right now for any business, especially hotels, it is Google. It's outpacing TripAdvisor right now as far as the numbers are concerned. When you go, for me and probably my family and people that I know, my group, they go to group. They might find something on like you were saying on Amazon or on Instagram or on social media, somewhere, right? Then they go to Google that business and they see that. So that's number 1 when you Google. Then my number 2 is TripAdvisor, and my number 3 is the brand website. And sometimes those flip-flop between number 2 and 3 flip-flop based on the location, based on the time of year. And if I had to give a 4th or 5th one, it'd be social media as far as reviews, right? If you don't have a good online presence with people talking about your business and you have no pictures and all those things, those are reviews, but they're not written reviews, right? They're reviews about what people perceive your hotel. That's kind of my top 3.
Yeah.
And that's why we've in the past 6 months we've really pushed our Google AdWords and some of these other things that kind of bring more business to us, because we want to be top ranked, right? As far as being in the search. That's kind of my thing, but I definitely want to hear from everybody else. Where do you guys see let's say your top 1 or 2 or 3, comment, let us know where you are, because I think every market's different. And I think also it depends on your segment too, where if you're an economy brand, where you are, mid-scale, extended stay, luxury, it really depends on where your customer lives. And so that's kind of what I think. But
Yeah.
I would
But
love to
imagine
hear
if
from
you're,
say Google, TripAdvisor. Oh, someone said Facebook is number 2. Yeah, listen, I think there's billions of people now on Facebook, and definitely. And yeah, we still focus on TripAdvisor as far as getting that review site. And then let's see, and then OTAs come last for me. Like, we want to spend time on OTAs and we want to have good reviews. And if we see a guest that is purchased a room and they're checking out, we want to make sure that they know that their review counts too. It's not just, we don't care about them, let's put them in the room in the corner next to the ice machine, any of those things. But I think those are important too. So we definitely focus on those side when we're talking about reviews. But people are saying TripAdvisor. Sarah says TripAdvisor for sure. Jason Lee, I think there's a bunch of other people that are saying Google. I mean, I think it's all over the place. It really depends on your segment, I think. And then, all right, so we're talking about sales and marketing. And I know you have that on your list as far as you can attract sales business just from your reviews. Can you explain that?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, if you have great reviews, it is a great idea. If you have a really high ranking, if you're on top, if you have whatever your rating is, and if you're proud of that, you can include that in your advertising.
Right.
We have 5,000 5-star reviews, or we are, one of the top 10 hotels in our market. When you're making a sales call, it is so nice to know that when you're saying, hey, come and try my hotel, why don't you take a look at what our reviews are? Here are some of our reviews. But you can use it in advertising, you can use it in your promotional materials, you can use that social proof and testimonials. Maybe you have reviews that were written by meeting planners if you're going after group business. But imagine if you're in a hotel where your leadership is not giving you a vision, not leading the team with a vision and a goal, aspiring to be their top rated hotel in your market. And that means you as a salesperson are always chasing down new business to replace the business that you lost because they were disappointment or simply not particularly amazed. You have to wow every guest every time. And you know what? It doesn't take much to wow them. Sometimes it can just be a smile, a courtesy, a great way to stop negative reviews and also extend a courtesy to every guest is when you're walking past them, look people in the eye, give them a smile to say, I appreciate you. That's what your face does. And then say, is there anything you need? Do you have everything you need? Is there anything I can do for you? How's your stay going? That temperature check during the day that can be a housekeeper, happening to be in the elevator with someone, or a waiter passing by someone in the hallway, or, it can be anyone. Every single one has to be like, this is my home and you're my guest in this home, every single one. Right. And if they're all looking the people in the eye with a little smile that says, I'm here for you. Is there anything you need? I'll help you. You will prevent so many complaints, and you will give the people a lift to know that they're appreciated. And even if something goes wrong, because you were so kind to them and always there for them, so the light went out, big deal. But if they have a lackluster check-in and they go up to the room and, maybe the room service takes a little while, nothing particularly exciting, they're not going to write anything, or it's going to feel like a series of disappointments. Every moment you have, you can lighten up a guest's mood, and they will forget that your hotel is 100 years old and maybe has a few quirks that can be overlooked. They'll just say, "Oh, that's part of the charm."
Sure. And then we're talking about sales and marketing as far as
Oh yeah,
a channel that we can
yeah,
kind of focus on,
yeah,
and how they can, where we can put our reviews on. And I
yeah.
just thought about this, but maybe we can come up with like the top 10 things that where you can use your reviews on to get more business. And I'll start off with a few. So you can definitely put your reviews on social media. So on your Facebook, your Instagram, you can take a screenshot, use a snippet as whatever, and post that as a picture, like, hey, these guests just gave us a 5-star review. That's one. You could definitely put in your signature, right? We have, like you were saying, we have 5,000 5-star reviews. Put in your signature for everybody that's responding back to emails, so guests see that, or future clients, or if you have a sales call that you're doing and you send emails back and forth, that could be in your read our amazing reviews. 5,000 people said they loved us, right? Families from here, and maybe even pick one person. You can go old school if you're that hotel, put it on your rack cards, put it on the back of your business cards. I look at a lot of hotels and their business cards are empty. You pull up the back of the business card and it's like, oh, it's blank. There's an opportunity for you to promote your hotel and what amazing people are saying about your hotel with just these simple little things. There's like 50 other things I can think about, but even in your elevator, post the most recent review and change it out with your, you can print it out and say, our guest this week in September of 2020 or October of 2020 just said this. Now it gets other people like, oh yeah, these guys loved it. We love it too. We're gonna, mention them on a review, and that's another way. We're talking about the entire team. Your entire team can have their own business card. So all my employees, all my associates at our hotels have their own business card, including housekeepers, because we're so focused on reviews, right? And it means so much to us. So when you offered great service, by the way, I'm Rupesh. I'm here till 11 o'clock. If you need anything, here's my personal business card. I'm here to help you out. Now, how good does that feel when you have a business card that everybody has a business card, right? That's just my top few that I can give. Adele, where are some ways where people can use their reviews as a sales and marketing tool?
You know what? I think you covered a lot of them. Nothing comes to mind immediately, but I can tell you another thing that really inspires great reviews: when the general manager has his cell phone number on the business card. People will probably never call you because they know that that's not appropriate, but just feeling like, wow, they're really in it to win it. They're so committed that they're willing to give you the access to that person right on the card. But advertising is definitely, if you see a little ad, if you're advertising like on your brand name, you definitely want to be saying, something that somebody said about you on TripAdvisor, and that you have this incredible score, one of the top 10 rated hotels in your city, or the #1 hotel in your city, if you have the good fortune of being that. It really makes a difference. But I want to also point out regarding sales and marketing has a really important job in terms of getting these reviews. And that is, there's a gap, sorry, there's something flying around me. There's a gap between what we say about our brand, about our hotel, about our business, what we say, what we promote, and then the actual experience. And when you read the negative reviews, and you, as a sales and marketing person, your success, your ad is going to convert better because if you have good reviews, because they're going to check your online reviews after seeing the ad. Your sales call is going to work better. Your social media is going to work better. Everything you do is going to work better if you have good reviews. So you have to make sure that the way you're describing the hotel richly, actually giving an authentic description of who you are, what you're about, and in detail, like let them know what the square footage is, and what the amenities are, what things that they can do. Make sure that your pre-stay email, describes everything, because there is something that really is causing a lot of people's negative reviews, is that they're surprised by something when they get to the hotel. They can be surprised by something that they just weren't expecting to pay $150 a night for a pet fee, or they weren't expecting it because you're checking it for incidentals. They just weren't expecting it so high. They were expecting things to be different. They were expecting the pool hours to be different. They weren't expecting whatever. You can manage everybody's expectations, and on top of that, some people are disappointed because, hey, I'm a real yoga girl, and I went out to this place on a business trip, and I didn't know that they had rooftop yoga, and I didn't bring my stuff. Tell me in pictures in social media, in pictures on your website, in detailed description, rich description of what your unique hotel experience is like, and don't oversell it. Because let them get more than they hoped for.
Right.
Because
And the tools, what tools do you recommend as far as soliciting reviews? I know at the end of the day, you go to any business and you get an email at the bottom of the receipt. And by the way, I read every single receipt I make a purchase for. If it's whatever, it's the grocery store, I read the bottom of the receipt, because I want to know what they're marketing, how they're marketing their business, and then how they're asking for reviews, because I want to kind of see if I can translate some of that information into my own business, including the receipt that you give out, if it's digital or if it's sliding under the door, if it's picked up at the front desk. What can you add at the bottom of your receipt that asks for a review or asks for feedback? And my biggest thing when we talk about reviews at the hotel and they're checking out at the front desk is collect feedback before they leave. Like, it's our job. I dislike, and I hate the word hate, but I hate when guests, or when I stay at a hotel, they're like, "How was your stay?" And I'm like, "Great." And that's it. Here's your receipt. Like, take that extra step to say, "Mr. Patel, what's one thing that you loved? And then also, what's one thing that we can do to improve?" Right? And that gets the conversation going. That shows that your hotel actually cares compared to the hotel that they just stayed the night before or their future stay, right?
that is so true.
I feel like a lot of hotels missed that boat where they could have captured this amazing experience from a guest, right, as one channel, and then they could have also captured this negative feedback that could have appeared on their website or on social media or on a review site, when they could have captured it and fixed the problem resolution, instead of just letting it go, right? And so
Yeah.
I like when we're talking about tools as far as getting feedback, getting reviews. And I would say the top tool right now is email marketing, as far as getting, because guests aren't checking out at the front desk anymore like they used to be, right? They're going straight from their room to their car, or to the hopefully the airport shuttle if they're traveling, and off to their next destination, right? So you have that opportunity through a digital platform like email or text, which is popular too, based on your guest. And then that old school way of just business cards, right? Like, "Hey, here's my business card. It's in your pocket." What are some tools that you recommend?
No, I think that the post-stay email that says, "Thank you so much for being our guest. If there's anything we could have done better, please respond to me directly and let me know." As the general manager, we're always looking for ways to improve our services. If you'd like to share, share your experience with the rest of the world, it would really mean the world to us if you could use this link to share your experience on TripAdvisor, something like that. That's what I love to do. That's my favorite for that. Then there are tools like there's something called the Experience Hotel. I think it's a French company, but they make a beautiful email system for pre-stays and pre-stay registration where you can actually focus in on personalizing each experience for the guest and making sure that you know why they're coming, you know where they're from, how many people they have, and you can maybe offer some amenities that they can buy, not because it increases the revenue that much, but because it enhances the guest experience for them. You're giving them what they want while you're making money. And at the end, you're developing your database and your relationship with that customer. And I love.
I definitely agree with that. One cool thing that I've seen recently is managers sending personalized video emails. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh my God,
no.
It's awesome. Someone that I really look up to, my mentor is Shep Hyken. He's a customer service expert. If you don't know Shep, guys, go to Shep TV, SHEPTV.com or SHEP.TV, and you'll see all his amazing customer service techniques, strategies, and all that stuff. But anytime I'm on his show, and I've seen other GMs do this or other people in the industry do it, he sends me a personal email. Like he just shoots a 20-second email and says, "Hey, Rupesh, thank you so much for being on the show. You are awesome. You did an amazing job. Think about how you can use this for your hotel. You're running 10% occupancy. Now, guess what? You can affect 20, 30 people just by doing this personalized 20-second idea, right? And there's a platform. I'll send, if somebody sends me a message, I'll send you the platform. But it's cool. You just hold up your phone and say, hey, Miss Gutman, thank you so much for staying with us. I'm so happy that you enjoyed the cookies. Darren told me that your dogs enjoyed their stay too. I'm so happy. Please call me directly. I'll take care of your next reservation." And then you send. That's like a 20-second video, right?
This is a thank you note I got from a restaurant called Hall's the other day, handwritten from the waiter, sorry. And hello, they're the number 3 ranked hotel restaurant on TripAdvisor in the United States of America.
Hall's
Chop House.
Writing that down.
Unbelievable.
Where's that located?
Downtown on King Street. It's a beautiful.
Charleston.
And I'll tell you, I started to interview right on the spot the waiter, like, how do you do it? This is amazing. This is incredible guest experience. And he said, we start with our building our brand reputation. That's not a footnote at the end of our, promotional plan. Yeah. That is what we lead with. We're here to make sure every guest comes back and tells their friends. That's what we're here for. It doesn't matter how much they spend. It only matters that they're coming back.
Right. And so we can take this note back as we wrap this up. Guys, comment in the next 2 minutes. We're giving away a $750 coaching session that Adele's going to give. It's a 3-part series where you're going to coach the winner on how to improve their online presence with the things that we talked about and more. So guys, comment and let us know if you really enjoyed this. Please thank Adele for sharing all this great. I've written down a bunch of things because I'm going to take it back to our team. And listen, there's always new things. We're talking about reviews and we're talking about customer service that you can learn and take back to your hotel, which I love that it's always evolving. It's not like this one static thing. New technologies come out, new innovations come out, and then old school ways come out too, like that card that we all sometimes forget about. That, it doesn't have to be all this expensive high-tech stuff. It could be low-touch stuff that makes a big difference. And really, it's just going above and beyond. That's what I feel. And guys, if you've really enjoyed this conversation, please hit the like button right now and comment. Let us know that you did enjoy it. Adele, this is awesome. Where can people find you and how can people connect with you?
Oh, please link in with me, Adele Gutman Milne on LinkedIn, and visit my website, Aspire Reputation Marketing, and you can subscribe, and I will be showering you with tips and ideas and, how to live in a continuous improvement culture with your company. That is the most important thing, is that you should always be continuously improving as a group, and your ratings will fly.
Absolutely, I agree. And I think that please take this information that we talked about, that Adele shared, and take it to heart. Take it back to your hotel. Take it back to your entire team, and show them that you can make a big difference. And guess what? I see hotels right now, because they have a better online presence, because they care about reviews, are doing better than the market. Right? Look at their. I can compare their star report to everybody else in the market, and you see they're number one, number two, continuous through this pandemic. And this is what good online reviews do for you, right? It's not just, oh yeah, we have online reviews because it's for guests, but guess what? It's also because your new employees that are looking to see if they want to work for your hotel are looking and reading those things too. Your insurance company is seeing, is there a liability at that hotel? And they're looking and reading your reviews to make sure that you're running your hotel efficiently and properly, right? There's a lot of other things that go behind great reviews. And like I said, you can hear I'm passionate about this stuff. I see a big difference in it, and Adele does too. Adele, thank you so much. Let's pick the winner this week. And this week I've written down, and guys, all the comments have been amazing, but this one person has been sharing so many great feedback. And guys, we do this every week. We give away some stuff every single week. And this week's winner is Laura Woolben, Woolben. Congratulations, Laura. Everybody give a shout out to Laura on the comments. And she's just been awesome. So thank you so much for being here. Please connect with Adele. And Adele,
yeah, look forward to seeing you, Lisa, Laura.
I'll see you later.
Thank you, Rupesh.
Okay. Guys, what did you think about this episode? Listen, I'm passionate about this stuff. It has changed the way we do business. And reviews don't stop. They're not going to end tomorrow. They're going to be the thing that people look for when they're looking for a hotel, any business, anything you do, even personally. They're looking at reviews. You can look at it from a company's perspective as far as Glassdoor. You can look at it from a TripAdvisor, or you can look at it from a Google point of view, or even any kind of social media. Reviews are here to stay, and they're just going to get stronger. They're going to get more powerful. And if you're not focused on it, you're going to lose a lot of money like you might already have been. So if you want to change the way you do business, focus on those reviews, make it a part of your P&L. And guys, thank you so much. Congratulations, Laura. Please connect with me or send me a message directly here on LinkedIn, and I'll connect you with Adele. And congratulations to you. And guys, this week's episode, somebody pop it in. Somebody pop this URL into the comments, spurwork.com/hospitality live. Guys, they're the all-in-one HR, payroll, and benefits platform that gets rid of paper. No more paper, no more scanning, faxing, printing, any of that stuff. You can do your entire payroll processing affordably. It's probably the most affordable way you can process payroll right now. Administer your admin and your forgetting your payroll, your benefits, and all your administration right through one app, right through one website. It's so easy. It's simple to easy to process payroll, and they work amazing with Hotel Effectiveness or any of these third-party platforms that you might already be using. Head up spurwork.com/hospitality live. Guys, I will see you. Oh, people are posting. Thank you so much, Mitch. Thank you so much, Laura. All right, guys, I will see you next week where we bring on somebody amazing, somebody that's going to teach us something, and somebody that's going to keep us going as we get through all of this. And let me see if I can take this banner off. And guys, thank you so much. I'll talk to you next week. Stay safe. Take care of each other. And be good.